Your coffee is about to get more expensive. Arabica coffee beans have pushed past $4 a pound, one of the highest levels in years. Brazil, the world's biggest producer, has been battling drought and extreme heat, shrinking yields at a time when global demand is stronger than ever. Vietnam, the #2 exporter, has also had weaker harvests, putting even more pressure on the market. Inventories are now sitting at record lows, meaning traders have less cushion to absorb shocks. But it's not just weather that's driving the spike. The U.S. recently slapped a 50% tariff on Brazilian coffee imports, instantly making the world's cheapest source of beans much more expensive for American roasters and retailers. Importers have been scrambling to reroute supply chains, looking to Central America, Colombia, and even Africa. But those regions can't fully replace Brazil's output. This has created a bidding war across multiple markets, sending futures contracts to their highest levels in over a decade. For companies, this isn't just about paying more for beans. It ripples through freight, hedging strategies, and even menu pricing. And because coffee is a daily staple for hundreds of millions of people worldwide, these cost pressures are very hard to hide from consumers. Dutch Bro has recently locked in its supply for the rest of 2025 at around $4 a pound. That gives them a buffer while prices remain volatile. Still, added tariffs are eating into profits. Management expects about half a percentage point of pressure on this year's EBITDA margins. So far, their response has been modest menu price hikes and continued rapid expansion to keep growth intact. Dutch Bros has responded with modest menu price hikes and expansion to maintain growth. On the ground, that means a small hot coffee costs about $3.50, while flavored drinks can reach $13.99. Meanwhile, Nestlé is leaning on its sheer size. Coffee and cocoa costs have cut about 60 basis points off its gross margins in the first half of 2025, but they've offset that by raising prices across their portfolio. By the second quarter, those increases were fully reflected in their earnings. Sales dipped slightly, but overall growth held, especially in North America. For coffee drinkers, that shows up in your grocery cart. A pack of Nespresso pods that used to cost around $7.99 to $9.99 is now closer to $10 to $12, while Nescafe jars have inched up steadily on store shelves. With hedging programs and brand power, Nestlé is weathering the storm by passing costs to consumers without tanking margins. Starbucks is taking a different tack. Coffee makes up around 10 to 15% of its product cost, and the price surge has hit them hard. In the second quarter of 2025, Starbucks' operating margin fell more than 4 percentage points year on year. They chose not to raise menu prices further, prioritizing customer loyalty. That means your grande hot coffee still runs about $2.95 to $3.25, and popular drinks like lattes or frappuccinos remain in the $5 to $6 range. Instead, they're cutting operational costs and focusing on loyalty and digital channels, bearing the financial pain now in hopes of preserving long-term trust. All three companies are facing the same commodity squeeze, but with very different strategies. Dutch Bros protects growth with fixed contracts. Nestlé leverages scale to pass along costs. Starbucks absorbs the impact to back its brand. Yet as climate stress and tariffs continue reshaping the industry, no firm escapes unscathed. For coffee drinkers and investors alike, the message is clear. The global coffee market is tightening, and companies are being tested in how they balance cost pressures with customer loyalty and margin management. Follow and subscribe for more. Level Field's Elite Investing, Effortless AI.